in your career as a leader so far, how has your role evolved with I guess the sales function evolving along with it?
Yeah, again, another good question, Mike. And I think my title, for example, general manager of sales, and it sounds a little bit oxymoronish, right? You're the general manager, but you're focused on sales. I think where we are today is that, as senior leaders of business functions, you've got to understand how the entire business operates. You cannot just be focused on your own lane. And, again, advice that I give everyone here, understand how supply chain works, understand how operations work, about the key finances of the business. Understand what are the key levers that really pull on the P&L. Because we can go out and push and sell whatever we like tomorrow and double the business, and I can get that volume. But what does that do to the plant? What does it do back downstream to the supply chain, of the organization? So as we get more sophisticated, and you talked before, we've got more data available. And again, I'm probably older than a lot of people here on the call. And, I remember days when we used to have to put our sales numbers in a phone box on the side of the road. When the fax would come in at the end of the day, and you walked in after being out on the road and the answer machine was flashing. That doesn't happen anymore, right? We're instant, we're online, we're there, we've got all of this information. But there's no use having all this information if you don't know which information matters and then how it works and the impacts that it has on the organization. So again, we've become a lot broader in our scope. And whilst I head up the sales function, I'd argue I have, pretty good understanding of how the entire rest of the business works, and can potentially walk into those roles as well, and add some value into those roles. So really, if you're up and coming in sales, understand what impact sales has on the broader organization, because it has a lot.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, despite that role evolution, and I think you need this kind of blend of, really good IQ and EQ to be a modern sales leader. But for a lot of people on the outside, it's still the profession of the big personality, the fast talker. And I don't think that perception helps us attract quality and the diversity of people that we necessarily need to continue to grow the profession. What do you think we can do to, I guess, rebrand sales as a career?
Mm. It's an interesting one, but sometimes when you're fighting with tigers, you need lions.
Okay, explain.
Well, again, there's some big personalities in that we deal with in our retail partners, right? So, you need to be very, very clear. So I think, for example, we need to be more rounded. But successful sales individuals need to have, I think, a certain type of personality. You need to be able to have clear conversations. You need to be good at reading body language and understanding what's going on. And I'm not talking about the gregarious, arrogant, alpha that sits up there. I think those days are well and truly gone. And there's no place in organizations now. There's no place for superheroes. It's teamwork that you get there. So you can't have the superstar sales guy fly in, get the number, fly out, you've got to make sure that it's part of the team, and that works better. But, it'll lift the entire team. But I think, a bit about rebranding, I think it's really that we've got to understand the business better. We've got to make sure that we listen to the facts. And I think some sales individuals can be very good, fast talkers, as you mentioned. And I think we've just got to listen more. And I think, to be able to do that, you can make a great career in sales by having a great personality and really driving, and the guy or girl that really builds the strong rapport. But you'll cap out at a point if you don't have these other skill sets. And I think more and more today, you've got to be rounder. You've got to do this. And I think, organizations that have good 360-degree programs, and which we do here, it tells you what you're great at, but tells you, when your peers are telling you, hey, I don't necessarily like this or whatever, that helps as well. But it's what you do with it. So,
Okay.